Tony Stark has the ultimate engineering workshop, and if I want to fulfill my dream of building a real-life Iron Man suit, well, I'm going to need a setup just like him. I've been turning this company into a real-life Stark Industries for years now. I mean, our new property is even shaped like a giant Avengers logo. Wow. But I call it HERC, Hacks with Engineering Research Campus. Anyway, it's been a long time since the first Iron Man movie. A lot of the Avengers level tech we saw in the movies, well, it just exists. We really do live in the future, with transparent displays, precise 3D scanners, incredible 3D printers, and hand tracking technology that actually works. Heck, Edith glasses are actually possible, and AR tech has come a long way. Speaking of augmented reality, if you remember in the first movie, Tony used his fancy holographic engineering desk to design his second Iron Man suit. So it only makes sense for us to start where he did and make the ultimate engineering workstation. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The first step in this journey is to get kidnapped by bad guys.
Okay, I hope he's all right. I guess it falls to me to make this desk. So let's get started. In the MCU, it seems like everyone has a hologram computer system. You can't be a superhero without having your drawings floating in front of your face in thin air. We want a workspace that lets us scan in models, adjust them in software in a 3D intuitive interactive interface, say that 5 times fast, and make them real all in one spot, a Flexi Spot. This project would not be possible without this video's sponsor, Flexi Spot, but more on them later. What we're gonna need is a 3D scanner, a 3D display, a 3D printer, and a kick-ass PC to run the whole show. Tie all this together into one workstation. I'm gonna use a Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon 3D printer, an Einscan HX scanner, and a top-of-the-line workstation PC that we had Logan put together. To support all this heavy tech, we're gonna be using the FlexiSpot E7 standing desk. If we wanna make this suit reality, we can't go having back problems like Tony did. It'll keep us comfortable, whether we're sitting, standing, designing, or really anything you do on it for that matter. The first thing we're gonna need, table. This is our tabletop. Well, actually, this is a sheet of maple veneered plywood, but it holds a tabletop hidden within it. And I'm gonna attack it with power tools until it spills its secrets. As it stands, this thing's a bit thin. We're gonna need to glue 2 of these together to make our full 1.5 inches of tabletop. Luckily, I've already gone and prepared the second piece. Now that we've got the bulk of our tabletop together, we need to cut out a hole for our main TV, 3D scanner, and our 3D printer. Okay, let's set this aside. Hey look, a nice convenient desk.
So supportive.
Yeah, getting way more support from that table than I am from you, Daryl. So this hole is where our 3D printer is gonna sit. And this hole is where our 3D scanner is gonna sit. This big hole in the middle is where our main display is gonna sit. Now, we just need to sand, veneer, and stain this whole thing, and it'll look awesome. Now, if you go on YouTube, you can find tutorials on how to make yourself a hologram. It's actually fairly straightforward. However, odds are every hologram you've ever seen was actually a static image that only appeared to move as you changed your perspective or the lighting. Because that's like the definition of a hologram. That was so much louder than I expected. There's also fake holograms, like Pepper's Ghost, lenticular displays, and rear projection. But those don't actually get us the change in perspective as you move your head around. There are some companies that are working on light field displays and volumetric displays, and we wish them the best of luck. But until those are available, we're gonna have to cheat a little. So we are gonna be using the next best thing. A transparent TV.
Wow. This what we're lifting?
This is.
Whew. That's a little nerve-wracking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why is it so heavy? This is unreasonably heavy. And we're gonna stand it up like this.
Okay.
Here we go.
So this is a really fancy, unique TV. It's a transparent OLED screen. And it took some doing to get our hands on this thing. This doesn't actually make us a hologram. However, it makes any trick that we do with the display look far more compelling. Imagine if I used your grandpa's tube TV. Anything we drew on it would be framed in washed out gray and decrepit plastic. This display is the most Stark Industries thing you can get, but it alone won't do the job. So making something look like it's there versus on a screen comes down to one fun trick: perspective. 3D image looks great right up until you move your head and the illusion is ruined. But what if you could have a display that always knew where the viewer was looking from, and it could draw the right image for what you would expect to see from that angle? Well, then you could have a perfect view of an object floating in front of or behind or inside of the display. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, we pretty much got tracking people's heads down to an exact science when we were throwing Mjolnirs around the room a couple months back. So we'll use that to tell our display software exactly where our heads are. We're going to use a Z2 stereo camera to track where the person looking at the screen is looking from. Here goes nothing. I don't know if this extension cord's plugged. Hell yeah! That's really cool.
Dude, that is sick.
Whole thing is transparent. And actually, it's pretty bright, too. Now, the other thing it should be is a touchscreen. And so it is.
Let's see what it looks like with the lights off.
Wow. That's so cool.
We don't really want this big, fragile, expensive TV just hanging out on top of the tabletop at all times, blocking your line of sight. So we're going to build it into an elevator on the desk so that it can be brought down, and then with one grand hand gesture, raised back up. To make our models real, I'm also going to add a 3D printer to the desk. Sure, it's no nanomachinery, but with how fast these new Bamboo Labs printers are, you can iterate on a part 5 times in a day. 10 if sleeping is optional. And since I've already got the parts to make elevators, well, we'll just make the printer get out of the way when you're not using it. For the other end of that pipeline, we need input. So I'm going to include a high-resolution 3D scanner in the other end of the desk for the 3D printer. For the elevators, this is what I'm thinking. Imagine this is the back of our desk. We want our TV to go right about here when it's in use, and right about here when it's not. To do that, the TV is going to be attached by its bottom to these linear rails. Those rails are going to be attached to some wooden frame that's going to go onto the underside of the desk, and then we're going to have a winch that's going to pull on a cable to lift the whole thing up and let it back down. So here, it's a piece of aluminum extrusion that we're going to use to actually give some frame and structure to the bottom of the TV. So these are nylon bolts, which are kind of fancy, but we want them so that we don't scratch the TV, because scratches in a big chunk of tempered glass turn into cracks in a big chunk of tempered glass, which turns into a really disappointing and frustrating talk with Ian and James when they ask why the project isn't finished. Now that our pretend it's a TV is bolted to our aluminum, we can attach the aluminum onto our linear guides. That's Dylan saying there's like chocolate chip cookies or something.
Yeah, you heard that bell, right?
Yeah.
You want to take a cookie break?
You know what? Yes, I think it'd be a great time for a cookie break. That's my cell phone. I'm kind of busy right now.
Hey Charles, you want a cookie?
Yes, I'd love a cookie. Oh, I did the thing I wasn't supposed to do. Well, I think when I dropped that rail and didn't lose any balls from the bearing, I used up an entire week's worth of luck. But luckily I did it in the last 2 hours of the week. That's in the middle of that stud, right? Next up, we gotta bring the pain of plastic. Yeah, so just drop it all the way down. Okay, this is good. Okay. Now that that's all put together, we can lift the TV up and down, all smooth-like, and even with this floppy piece of plastic, it actually stays pretty close to upright, which is great. Now, of course, this little model isn't going on the actual desk, but it does show us how it's gonna all go together, and let me know that I'm gonna need to try a bit harder to make this thing like... We have a bit of a chair problem here at Hacksmith Industries, which is to say all of our chairs are either broken, old, or decrepit. FlexiSpot is not only making this Iron Man build possible, they're saving our backs by giving the whole team new chairs. Thanks, guys. It's chair time. That looks stable.
We have chairs!
You get a chair! We come bringing gifts. And guess what? FlexiSpot has also upgraded all our desks, and they're on their way. You get a chair. You get a chair. And last but not least, I get a new chair, because I really, really need one. My current chair leaves a bit to be desired. Oh God, it's in my eye. Hang on.
Flexi spot would never get debris in your eye.
Love these new chairs. Let's get back to the build. Our next step is to assemble all the under cabinet bits. Logan's already done up all the woodwork for that, and now we need to install all the motion hardware. Yoink! Woo! That is so smooth. At long last, we have our tabletop finished, as in we put a finish on it. One little design change, this hole is now a circle, but there's one catch. The table doesn't fit through the door to James's office. So we have two options. Either we tear down this wall, make the door bigger, or we assemble the table in here where it's finally gonna live. Number two sounds easier, so let's do that. Now these legs are great, and they're made out of an awesome high carbon steel, which is actually a bit of a problem for us, because I want to cut off the last couple inches of either of these edges. Isn't that pretty? That is gonna sit right there. Yo, can you give me a hand? So we gotta get ourselves some wood glue on here, and we gotta put some pegs in them. Now that these are attached, we've gotta move to James's tiny cramped office and finish the build. Coming soon, FlexiSpot Wheelbarrow Edition. Way better than I had any right to expect.
You cleared it out.
He did.
Oh, was that not secured in?
No, I thought it was, but it wasn't. Ah, there we go. We have the tabletop mounted to the frame. Got the rails for the transparent TV mounted to the tabletop. Yeah, no, this has all come together smoothly. Good morning, it is a bright new day, and today we are mounting the cabinet for the 3D printer onto the underside of the table. And that means the montage of me lying on my back, cursing at things. Oh, can you find a bit extender? Yep. This is gonna support a 3D printer, and it's gonna eject at the top, and then slink back into the abyss. Do you need a second set of hands?
TV time?
Yeah, we need somebody big and strong to help move a TV.
Like this, maybe?
This is the aluminum rail that we're going to mount the transparent TV to. So we put together most of the elevator system in the prototype, but you haven't seen the winch and motor go on yet. And frankly, neither have I. This rope is going to be what's attaching our winch to our elevator. And this is really nice Kevlar rope. So we've got both the elevators installed.
Whoa! Alright, go again. Okay. Okay, Charles. And action. Oh my god.
And up.
Okay, okay. We've had our fun.
What happens if we do this? A bit violent, but mostly okay.
I don't think we need to test it at that speed. You want to strap an $8,000 TV to that?
No, I don't, Daryl. But I'm gonna do it anyways. The base of our 3D scanner is this turntable, and this turntable is gonna be sat in this here hole. We're gonna cap that off with this nicely finished wood disc. That's actually pretty friggin' cool. It may look like a mess right now, but just trust the process. I don't trust the process. We've got the printer installed. All the cables and tubing and lighting now runs straight through the bottom of this platform. Is it TV time? I think it's TV time.
If you want to help, I can set the parallel ready.
All in. All in. TV is finally installed. That is the ultimate piece of this whole thing. I can't wait to see this thing move. And I can't wait to tell James how well it's going. James?
Charles, how's my desk coming? I had some ideas.
James, where are you?
I think I'm in a cave or something.
What?
Yeah, I think they want me to build them some lightsabers or something. I think they stole some Mini Saber Gen 2 blueprints. I'm not too worried though. I'll escape in a few months. It'll be good for my character development. Anyway, how's my desk coming?
Yeah, I mean, the desk is coming along great. Here, I'll send you a photo.
Charles, where's the industrial design? The pieces are just hanging off the bottom. Where's the front of the desk?
Oh, well, I mean, the video has to come out soon, and we ran out of time.
Damn YouTube videos. Don't worry, I'll whip something up. Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, damn, that's awesome.
Hey, what are you doing?
So we need to implement all of James's cosmetics on top of getting the elevators to work smoothly. We're gonna be cutting it a little tight here. The reason everybody's working on the table right now is that we are out of time. We have to get the photos of the prototype sent off to our sponsor literally today. It's 10:30. We have 6.5 hours. Not good, not good, not good, not good.
Yeah, they are totally.
Right,
They're
so
up by almost 180 degrees.
What I'm getting from this is we're shafted. Let's drop the Lovejoy coupler off, drill a hole through it, add a cross pin that engages with the thing. Let me turn the motor off.
James ordered some of these really cool RGB kind of like strip neon lighting. We have these plates for the front and there's some slots in here. So what I'm doing is just kind of pushing our neon strip lighting stuff through those slots. Do that on these and the side panels and then it's just gonna be pretty cool.
Everybody's working hard.
TV is in the air.
All right, let's bring her up. Are we hitting on the right?
No?
Are we hitting on the left?
No.
Are we good?
Go full height.
What's full height? 105, I think?
More?
No.
Oh, we're slipping good.
Well, you guys troubleshoot that. I'm gonna go check on bonding.
Sounds good.
Arrived at the perfect time.
Look at this. I think if I move my head, it's kind of hard to tell what it's spinning.
I like how you're very, very professional camera mount. Is that just a box?
It's a little laggy with this model. I think I need a little more powerful computer, but it's a good thing that Logan put that together.
Do you know what's going on inside it or anything?
Well, all that I care about is that graphics card.
Yeah.
That's a Quadro, I think RTX 4500,
Okay.
and that is a really nice graphics card, especially for 3D rendering and SolidWorks and stuff like that. So currently, if you actually check out my computer, almost 100% CPU, 100% GPU, and 75% memory.
You're no stress in here. You're not stressed at all in here. You're having a great time. It is so polar opposite to everything that's going on outside of this room.
Our culprit is this shaft adapter right here that goes from a D shaft coming off the motor to a keyed shaft to go into the gearbox. 3D printed it, and turns out that can't take the torque. So, we're going to use one of the store-bought ones that I got but didn't install in this because time had passed and I didn't want to go back and change things. The moral of the story, kids, is never 3D print drivetrain components. Jarvis, raise the screen. I see.
Hey there.
Oh, hey.
He's back.
Back. It's all the electronics for our transparent display.
It's crazy because I can just see Ben through there.
Oh, this is weird, man. Next up, let's install the PC, like I said we would.
Ogden, you still stress-free in here?
I mean, my software's working.
Oh, God.
Well, you know what? That looks pretty damn good. Nice build, man. Looks fantastic.
Thanks for putting that together.
But we are in the home stretch here. How much weight we're putting on these things. It's kind of incredible that they're staying this stable. This is the back panel. This is going to cap it all off and make for a beautiful finished product.
Wow. Beauty.
As you know, while I've been putting this all together, Bogdan has been writing the software that's going to give us the epic effects suite. Let's bring it all together.
I'm really excited to test this on the actual screen, because even on my screen it looked pretty good. How am I supposed to work in here? I need to run this wire down as well for now. Now we could put it like what they said, like here would probably be the best spot to put it. If I can even set it there. Resolution too, like ideally we mount it like right here.
I have something that could work. Hooks onto the cross beams.
is like a perfect way to do it. So now we have a brand new computer with a completely different graphics card, completely different drivers, and a completely different version of Unity. So I doubt my code's actually gonna work.
You stressed yet?
No. What do I have to be stressed about? I can fix my code in like 15-20 minutes.
What's the problem, Bogdan?
I don't know about you, but I don't think it's supposed to be doing that.
While Bogdan's working on his thing, would you describe your activity as fine-tuning?
I'm not sure I'd call it fine-tuning.
Heck yeah.
Okay. How many people can fit in James's office right now?
So
1, 2,
3,
4,
Just get in here.
5, wow. 7.
If you turn the lights off, they'll look really good.
Whoa, that looks 2.
That's actually really smooth.
Now that I've got Bogdan's software integrated into the desk, the only way to test it is to show you a real demo. All right, Jarvis, it's time to wake up.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. The weather in Malibu is 72 degrees with scattered clouds. Working on a secret project, are we, sir?
Jarvis, add a little bit of color and brace the desk.
Yes, that should help you keep a low profile.
This looks great. Jarvis, send it to print. This is an incredible setup. I mean, sure, it's not quite as fast as you're gonna see in the movies, but between this amazing Einscan HX 3D scanner from Shining 3D, this amazing one-of-a-kind transparent display, and this ultra-fast Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon 3D printer. And of course, it wouldn't work at all without the support of these amazing E7 sit-stand legs from FlexiSpot. We can work at any height, seated or working right up here at a comfortable leaning level. This desk is gonna help us bring our Iron Man suit to life. Now, how about our hologram? Well, I'd say it's working pretty darn well. We have our Z camera mounted up on the ceiling, tracking Darrow, our cameraman's every move, and adjusting the view on the screen to show what he should be seeing from that perspective. And yours, because he's holding the camera. It's really compelling. I wish we had this in more software. Like, look at that. It really does kind of feel like you can look around and peer at the model from all the different angles. And the cherry on top is that you can actually reach in, grab, and pull around the model, just like Tony Stark. Okay, maybe a bit flakier, but still, it's pretty sweet when it's working nicely. What I love about it is how we can look at our model in a bunch of different formats. We can have a regular, or exploded, or a wireframe view of the original model. Like all of this, but with the same interactivity and tracking, is kind of awesome. I want this in my life, all the time. Thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video. We couldn't have done it without you guys. Don't miss out on FlexiSpot Brand Days, May 23rd to 25th. Get up to 60% off your order and use our exclusive discount code HS50 to get $50 off your order of $500 or more. And if you want a desk this cool, you can actually buy this one. It is getting auctioned off by FlexiSpot after this video's up. Plus, they're running a free order campaign, so good luck. And finally, make sure to check out hacksmith.store where you can get all sorts of cool merch, including the mini sabers, which aren't just 3D models. And they come with red flame changers too, so you can live your Sith dreams. Now if you like this build, you'll probably love the rest of our Iron Man builds, so go check them out. We have a whole bunch of them.